This is the iRacers Lounge, featuring the latest iRacing news, driver interviews, race reviews, opinions, discussions, rumors, and more. Now here's Alan Pajari and Mike Ellis.
Welcome to the iRacers Lounge. I'm your host, Kyle Fleischman. The iRacers Lounge is a podcast for the iRacer where we talk all things iRacing in a casual setting. Joining me tonight, Chewy Side 55 Carlos Fonseca, Jose Pavon, Lance Gentles, and special guest, new teammate to Typhosi Racing, David Thompson. Welcome, guys.
Hello.
Hey, how's it going?
How's it going, guys?
Pretty good. All right, we're going to start with you tonight, Dave. Tell us a little bit about yourself. When did you start on iRacing, and how did you hear of it?
Well, I've been with iRacing since May of 2015. Actually kind of stumbled into the iRacing deal, seen the simulators at the NASCAR Hall of Fame, and done a little bit of other simulating and the little activities I had there, and kind of got hooked from there.
Oh, nice. You were able to enjoy that, at least. How often do you race?
At least once a week. I try to hit as many of the races as I can with my schedule and with the volunteer fire service I'm with and the company I'm running. It kind of limits it, so we try to at least get 1 to 2 races with the NIS mainly every week.
All right. Do you run anything else besides NIS? Are you running the C fixed or whatever, or just the NIS?
It really depends on which tracks we're at. I usually try to stay away from the fixed races. I'm more of a tuner than I am a driver, I guess. If you try to run somebody else's setup, especially the fixed ones, it just don't really fit my style. So I try to build setups or get setups and tweak them to where it fits me. So I'll usually try to catch an open race, either the C or the B class, depends on which track we're at.
Okay, nice. What about your gear? What kind of pedals and wheels do you use?
Right now, currently running a Logitech G27 pedal steering wheel combination. Nothing special really upgraded to it. Running a Vol Air Sim seat and I guess racing rig. Running 3 monitors, 24-inch.
Oh, okay. Any leagues?
Not really leagues. I kind of play around sometimes with the Southern Motorsports or SOMO leagues, but not a lot. It's a lot of just trying to fit my schedule with them. But I'll catch a race here and now and again with those guys. Good racing if anybody wants to join with them. It's hard racing, and everybody's good drivers, good clean racing, so you don't have to worry about getting out there and getting taken out for a win.
Yeah, we had them on a show a month or so ago, and those guys run quite a few races. Sounded like a really good club to join. Oh
yeah, they are, and they got good bunch of guys. Got a good set of rules for it, and they run 3 nights a week with the trucks, the Xfinity cars, and the Cup cars. So you got pretty much any form of racing, whichever one you prefer. I mean, it's a good group of guys. I highly recommend them.
All right, good deal. Any third-party software besides TeamSpeak?
Other than TeamSpeak, we do have the iAnalyze racing software, just like everybody else, run trading paints. But other than that, that's pretty much the limit of what we third-party wise.
Okay. And how about your most memorable moment for iRacing?
Most memorable moment right now, it's actually pretty much the closest ones. We had a nice little charity race for one of the guys at the Lazy Days Racing, Cody Kramer. He has a rare form of cancer, so we had a big charity race for him, and had I think 30-some guys start the race, raised $1,000 for Cody and all his medical expenses to kind of get him through this, and we ended up just lucking out, falling into the wind. And so that's probably the most memorable due to the fact that it was it was a W for us. And then we did raise awareness for Cody's cancer, and then raise some good money and some help for him on that one.
Yeah, it sounded like a pretty incredible finish. I heard quite a bit about it there, and congrats on that win, and thanks for helping support the cancer cause.
I appreciate it. And thanks for you guys for advertising it. Without y'all, we wouldn't have had they wouldn't have had a good turnout as we did.
Yeah, anytime. We welcome anybody anybody out there that's running charity events or anything like that. Get in touch with us, and we'll be glad to have you on the show and get the word out there and help raise awareness for it. So, another thing I wanted to talk to you about is you actually have a live spotter in all your races. Tell us a little about that and how much how long you guys have been working together.
Well, yeah, me and Mel, we've actually been running races pretty much about half a season. So we're about 6 months. We've been actually full on week in, week out spotting. She was very skeptical at the start of the season. She just wasn't real comfortable with the idea. We've done some test races and test sessions, got her good with it, and she's really been a major asset to the team. Keeping me out of trouble, giving me more eyes and visual effects than what the computer spotter does.
Well, she seems awfully confident now. I ran there with you last week at Talladega, and she's definitely a blessing.
Oh yeah, and like I said, she's eager to learn, and she's actually just fallen in love with the whole spotting idea in the racing genre. Period. And like when me and you run together, there was so much more information you can get with a live spotter.
Oh, definitely, and less headache of having to worry about looking away from your track to change something too. So it definitely helps out.
It definitely does, and it's one less when with the human spotter. It's one less aspect you got to fight with. You can focus on driving the car and watching that for everybody else, and especially if you got a car that's ill handling, you can go through and say, okay, this is what it's doing, and I've got some cheat sheets where we've set up stuff where what the car's wanting to do and what different adjustments. So she'll look at that and be like, okay, this is what we got to change to get the car right.
Yeah, right on. Right on. All right, let's get into NIS. Jose, did you run this week at Martinsville?
Yeah, actually I did. I ran one open and one fix. I believe I don't even remember exactly where I finished. I know I got top 10s on both of them. I believe I got like a 7th in the open and a 9th in the fix, something of that nature. Good clean races both times. I didn't run anything additional because Martinsville is extremely dangerous when it comes to trying to preserve your I rating and safety rating. So I got lucky. I got top 10s on both my first attempts in the fix and the open, and decided to just clip it there and rest for the rest of the week.
Really sounds like you were able to carry some momentum from that win last week at Talladega. That's good.
Yeah, definitely carried plenty of momentum. Continue to raise my I rating as best as I can, and hoping to have a good finish before the end of the season.
Well, we got Texas up next, so should go well. Carlos, did you run?
What?
Did you run at Martinsville this week?
I think I ran one race. Oh no, two. I ran 2 or 1. I don't remember now. Anyways, I ran, what was it, Wednesday night open? Got killed on lap 1. Finished 80-some laps down on 18th, and I think that was... No, that was it, and I didn't race any more than that. I just watched the bad race.
It was one of those weeks. It's just
You just
tough
had
to
no
really do
motivation.
anything. Yeah. It's weird. Right after Talladega, you had to go to Martinsville, and it's like, you get all that adrenaline all week for Talladega, and then you get Martinsville right afterwards. But how about you, David?
Yeah, we run Martinsville. Had a decent run. About halfway through the race, got rear-ended, so got the whole handle, the bounce of the car off, and it's just down here from there. I think we finished up 16th.
Oof. Wow. Yeah, that's kind of like how my week went. I had, I think I ran 2 opens in the at Martinsville, and I ran the fixed race last night. Last night I had probably a top 5 car. I was third place in a restart at like lap 40, I think it was, and the leader went, but then he brake checked and sent the whole wave through the entire field, wrecked out at least 10 guys, blew their motors, and so he proceeded to lead another 185 laps and win it all because he pretty much damaged every car in the race. So it was a tough night last night in the Open. I don't even remember where I finished, probably in the 12 to 15 range all week. So it's kind of an awful
Run.
track right after Talladega.
Now, are these guys
having a lot of fun there?
Where
So
they're going, they're gonna
yeah, I had
have
a 25th in the Open and a 12th in the Open. And then I had a 12th in the fixed. So I guess not too terrible, but still maintaining third in both Open and fixed points. All right, Carlos, what's up next?
Well, if I got all this right, I'm guessing, well, let me see here. A post from Steve Myers on Twitter. That what I'm looking at? He just said something about, what's he talking about here? It says at TJ Majors.
Yeah, he challenged TJ Majors for the Buffalo Bills Patriots game, but he says, let's put your money where your mouth is. What's the bet for next weekend? Loser has to wear a Bills/Pats jersey at Homestead. I'm guessing one or the other. I'm not sure which team supports which, but I'm guessing that's probably what it was, is the loser had to wear the opposing jersey to Homestead. Thought it was a cute little thing there.
Yeah.
All right, next up, with the latest update, it broke voice attack, dual real timing, and other third-party software. And David Tucker came on and he says something about a patch coming out, and they did put out a patch for it on Thursday, and they released the notes for it, saying that they fixed an issue with the formatting of the data from iRacing to third-party applications and tools. So it was a hot fix, so hopefully nobody's experiencing any issues from that. They did also say something about trading paints being fixed, and if you have any issues with them, you can contact them by emailing them at support@tradingpaints.com. So if you have any issues, just go ahead and send in a support ticket. All right, Carlos, what's up next?
Oh, hell, I thought you were still doing these next few. I'm guessing something on...
Those are all same links for the...
so is this like the... Was it Digital Race Engineer? Or was that something else?
Yeah, it affected Digital Race Engineer, dual real timing. It was all third-party software. Something to do with the data not being transferred over.
That's it? I don't know. I don't use that plugin. It's the one Mike uses, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the one that Mike uses, and he's not available tonight, so I don't know if it's fixed or not.
Yeah, I don't use none of that either. The only thing is trading paints, which I noticed that before, and I believe it was before the update, when we were doing test sessions or practice sessions for the 24-hour endurance race, the team paint scheme would not appear. But during the 24-hour endurance race, and again, this is after the patch, the paint scheme did appear. So I'm hoping, and yeah, I think they did fix it because trading paint was working.
Yeah, I know a few of us, when we first loaded in, we couldn't see the paint, but it seemed like after like a half hour or so, you hit the refresh and it was there. So supposedly it was fixed under this update they just put out, so we'll see. Next up, iRacing put up a post on Facebook about they ran a referral contest over the summer where they offered a free Skip Barber Racing School experience to the iRacer who grabbed the most referrals. And they announced the winner. It was Twitch streamer Matt Malone of Grip TV Live. And Matt put together a video of his experience with the Skip Barber Racing School at Road Atlanta, so Check that out. You can find it on YouTube. Just search Skip Barber Racing School with commentary MX5 Road Atlanta, and you can see his experience there.
I'll have my links are all over the place.
That would have been nice to win.
That would have been, yes. I think it would have been a blast.
Good that it was a person that I'm familiar with. I mean, sometimes you're not familiar with some of the winners of the contest. Matt Malone is a very familiar name in iRacing.
Yeah, he's actually one of the bigger streamers for it as well on Twitch. And you can find his stream at where did I just put it?
When they like Showdown 1983.
Yep. Twitch.tv/Showdown 1983. Next up, iRacing put out a post on Facebook. Here's a peek at our new driver hand animations offering a full range of motion. It's still a work in progress, but it looked pretty cool in the video. I'm just not sure how I'd feel about it. Personally, I don't race with the wheel on, so maybe if the wheel's not on, hopefully the hands don't show up.
Yeah, no, unless you set it, you won't see the wheel nor the hand. But I would love to hear Lance's opinion about this because
they're finally doing that.
Yeah, and he has mentioned that ever since he was using the Vive headset, that the hands looked realistic to him. He felt like he was really, really in the car because of that. Now with this particular addition of this animation, it's gonna really control his mind a little bit when it comes to the realization of VR.
That's the one thing they needed for the longest time. It's been driving me insane.
Well, it's funny you say that because Lance actually did comment on it on the post. He says this will be huge for VR users. Having the hands lock at 90 degrees is something that throws me off from time to time. Your brain wants to tell you to turn the wheel harder when your arms stop. It's quite the odd sensation.
Yeah. This has been always bugging me and everything. If anyone ever watches any review I've done on any sim, this is the one thing that bothers the crap out of me. That I mean, like R-Factor's had this kind of thing since like 2011 with R-Factor 2, or was it 2012? I think. Whenever R-Factor 2 came out, and all the other sims do it, and iRacing finally caught up.
It's never bothered me. My field of view is very close.
Oh.
And I don't have the steering wheel, and the hands and the head. So I don't see that. It doesn't affect me, I guess. But it's a nice addition.
Yeah, that's it though. VR is probably the number one thing that it should help for.
Yeah, copy. VR is where it's gonna go.
Supposedly the whole thing is gonna go that way. From what we keep hearing, VR is the way that everything's gonna lead in the future. So we'll see. I personally don't race with the wheel or anything on myself. It's just a distraction, so.
Anyways, next up we got Oculus Rift CV1 VR headset review from Inside Sim Racing. Which, well, kind of late, but why not?
Yeah.
I don't know what to talk about. This is really nowhere. We're the only ones that ever use VR is Lance.
Yeah, Lance, good to see you were able to get in. Did you actually watch that review?
You know, I had that spooled up watch last night, and I fell asleep.
All right, well, maybe you'll have to catch it and give us a review on it next week's show.
Absolutely, I'll check it out, and I'll tell you what I think. I've had a chance to talk to some people that have used a CV1, so yeah, I'll have something prepared for that next Monday.
All right, did you? We just got done talking about the driver hand animations. Did you have anything you wanted to add about that?
Absolutely. I looked at the animations, and they don't look exactly what I'll do, like what I do with my wheel, but they look like they will help out with the immersion. The hands keep moving, which is a big thing. Previously, they locked at 90 degrees, and that throws somebody off. If you're in a VR headset and the hands stop moving, your first instinct is to turn harder, and sometimes that doesn't work out very well.
Well, supposedly VR is the future, so hopefully this will be the next step in the right direction.
Yeah, I have a feeling it's only going to improve.
Interesting, because the next link happens to be about another new VR headset by Microsoft for Windows.
Yeah, why don't you tell us about that one, Lance?
So from what I've been looking at with the holographic virtual reality headset, is it's more geared toward augmented reality and less towards virtual reality.
So would it still be ideal for iRacing?
Not in its current form, I don't believe.
Okay.
What do you mean by augmented against the current virtual reality?
Okay, so these are designed to be glasses that you can put on and walk around inside of a space. They're geared, it looks to me, more like to architectural firms, where you can lay out a room, overlay it on the room that you're currently in, and walk around virtually in that environment and see what's going on in there.
Oh, so a totally different idea to VR then.
Right, and it's a work in progress, so they may release something in the near future that is more geared toward total immersion virtual reality, which is what the Vive and the Oculus and the HDK one are.
Okay. Well, it'll be interesting to see what they come up with later on in the future. Anyway, it's one more name getting into the VR world.
Absolutely, and as time goes on and the technology gets better, you'll see more companies jumping into the mix. There's some pretty exciting VR headsets coming down the road.
It's almost like, when TVs first started, it was one company and then two, and now you can get like 10 different brands of TVs. So
Yeah, I'm interested in hearing Carlos's version of OSVR when he tries that one out.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
You're not gonna try
Still
it?
debating whether or not to get one. Apparently
Let me
they're-
know.
Just apparently they're a pain in the ass to set up, so. Well, I guess I could figure it out, but I don't know. We'll figure it out here next month.
Yeah, you're
well,
a
you
smart
can
guy.
always get a hold of Lance. Lance, I'm sure, will help you guide you through it. So, all right. Next up, does sim racing actually help a race car driver?
Oh, that wouldn't surprise me.
I think it does. I mean, how many real NASCAR drivers are driving in the sim right now? I mean, I drive against two of them every week.
Yeah, well, this article is put out by NASSportscar.com, and they wrote up a alright article about it. And like you said, we do have quite a few that run in iRacing every once in a while, spotters and drivers alike.
iRacing is the most realistic compared to any other one out there. Not only that, you also have live competitors compared to AI, which is better immersion when it comes to racing. I see a lot of real-time racers here in the iRacing servers. There are many more articles that claim real racers using iRacing to learn the track when they don't know it, familiarize themselves, get themselves comfortable. We even have iRacers that have gone into real racing. As you already know, McGee is one. Majeski another. I mean, several. There is a link between real racing and virtual racing or simulated racing. It can be used to go from one to the other, and of course, those professionals that come practice on the virtual world.
Well, just like you're talking about that, like that William Byron that's running the truck series right now, he actually started on iRacing, and now he's signed with Hendrick Motorsports to for 2017 to race. I think Xfinity cars, I believe.
Yes, that's correct. That's true. I've also read about him as well.
Well, even on smaller scale, I have a front wheel drive car that I take to track days at some decent sized tracks, Brainerd International Raceway. I hope one of these days to get over to Road America in Wisconsin. But it's similar in My car is similar in performance to the Kia Optima, and so I take that out and practice apexing and practice my racing skills with that a couple of weeks before I go to the track. And I can tell you, it definitely does translate.
Yeah, we saw that footage you put up this summer when you ran it at the track, and maybe we'll have to get some of that and put it on the live show here when we do the podcast, so people can see that. It's pretty interesting there. You running side by side with that car.
Yeah, it's fun to run down a car that's supposed to be faster than yours. It's when I was doing autocross, I outrun a GTR, which is $100,000 Nissan sports car, and I felt pretty good about that.
Well, I would hope you would. But next up, we're actually going to talk about a real iRacer turned real driver now. In 2016 GT Academy winner Johnny Guidini Hamoy from Mexico. He went to the academy, and I guess he's going to move on to be a professional race car driver now.
That's cool.
So just another one that's moving up the ranks, I guess. And hopefully he has a pretty successful career up there along with the rest of them.
Brazilian, they're fast. These guys are always fast. Congratulations to him.
Yeah, definitely. Always nice to see somebody moving up. Lance, you want to pick up the next one?
Oh, what do we got? The Peak Antifreeze series?
Yep, the qualifying.
Yeah, I'd like to see this. I like to see that it's a change in format for guys to get into the Pro Series. The NASCAR iRacing Pro Series is going to be the sole qualifying series for entry into the NASCAR Peak Antifreeze series. It's set to start in November of the current year and end in around January.
We've had PJ Sturgis here, Ray Alfala, Tyler Hudson, and we spoke about this several times and the qualifications for NASCAR. Personally, in my personal opinion, it should be the NIS. Unfortunately, it's a full-length 36-season race, so I see why they cannot use it as a qualifier for the Peak Antifreeze. But yeah, I mean, this is giving a lot of people the opportunity, well, at least 10 people, the opportunity to gain a pro license, and welcome. That's very nice.
Yeah, if you can, it's like they did the Bonk Plane series. They ran like a 6-week series, and the guys that made it to the highest certain amount of slots and points transferred on.
Yeah, well, actually, all the series have a qualifier that are coming up now in November. The Peak Antifreeze, as well as the Blanc Pain GT Endurance Series, as well as the professional F1 series, I guess is what you would call it. All of them are going through qualifying now in November. Anybody in iRacing with a license or B4.99, I believe, or above, can attempt to gain a pro license. I guess iRating doesn't matter. Only in the fact of the matter, of course, is that you're going to be placed in a split that is lower if you have a low iRating, and of course you want to be placed in a higher split to gain the most point possible. So those with the higher iRating are the ones that are going to have the best possible chance at gaining their pro license, and I wish the very best to whoever does gain it.
I've always kind of thought it would be cool if they did it based on a qualifying time and not your iRating, but there's downsides to that, like the hot lappers. There's there's people that we're familiar with that we know that are excellent one-lap racers, and then they just fall to pieces during the regular race. So that may not work.
I agree. I totally agree. I mean, those guys are professionals for a reason. They work hard to get to the point that they are, and definitely well deserved to those who make it. Definitely. I mean, I can never compare myself with any of those guys. They're just, no matter how much I try, they're just too quick.
Yeah, I never get worried when I qualify 10th or something in a race, because I qualify well at some tracks and I don't at others, but like you said, there's hot lap heroes out there, so I never really sweat the whole qualifying. I generally just do it for my pit stall. So
Then you get those freaks that can run qualifying laps every lap for an entire run.
Yeah, you got those guys out there too. So, but generally, there's a lot of hot lap heroes out there, so I wouldn't stress it if you get into a race and you see that really good time there. You never know; they might not be anything in 5 laps,
especially in open.
Yeah, I'll probably run the series just to run it. Not that I'm going to make pro, definitely not. But it'll be fun to just see where I can stand. If I can put myself in the top 200 out of 2,000 people, then hey, I'm happy with that. You know.
Yeah, at the very least, it's still something to do over the winter break.
I agree.
Right. Well, next up, Jose, you did a new build. Did you want to talk about that tonight?
Oh, I got a couple of minutes here that I guess I can talk about it. What do you want to know about the new build? I guess the whole thing?
Oh, yeah. Let's hear about that new build.
Well, I like you know, I did decide to do a build on my own. I did not want to buy any computer off the market like Best Buy or anything. Didn't feel that they had the power that I really wanted, and I was really looking to install the at that time new GTX 1080 card. I held up for a while until the GTX 1080 became available. Once it became available, I was able to purchase all the parts that I wanted. I started with a Corsair 750D case, which is a humongous case. If you want a case with plenty of room, that is the case to buy. It's amazing case. I have plenty of room there to put 3 video cards if I wanted, plus some. Along with that, I guess I decided that I wanted to go with as much power as I possibly can, as much as I can afford, of course. And I knew I was going to spend a lot of money with the GTX 1080, but nonetheless, that was my first goal. I went with an Asus X99A number 2 motherboard. Then I also decided that I needed some good RAM, so I bought the G-Skill RAM, 64 megabytes of it. Wanted to go big. Yeah, I wanted to go big, didn't want to go small. So I went with the 64 gigs of it. I bought a 2 terabyte hard drive for storage, and I ended up damaging it. But I already had bought a 500 terabyte SSD drive as the initial drive. I decided to send the regular hard drive back to my mind is losing me. Newegg, I'm sorry, and I was able to exchange it. But in the interim, I went and I bought another 2 terabyte hard drive. So I ended up installing 2 extra hard drives for an additional 4 terabytes into it. So I have plenty of storage on this computer. I also went and bought a Blu-ray drive. I wanted to stay away from the DVD and decided might as go all the way then. So I went and bought a Pioneer Blu-ray. Added also a Sound Blaster sound card, the Adage RX7 sound card. Along with that, I added a 1,000-watt power supply, just in case I wanted to buy another video card in the future which I pretty much doubt, but nonetheless, I bought it anyway. Installed the Windows 10 on it and got it working. It's been working ever since. I've been running. I limited my frame per seconds in iRacing to 84, and it's been running a solid 84 frames per second all the way. I guess I can do it unlimited. I never really tried to run unlimited, nor have I tried to overclock the graphic cards nor anything else on the computer. Just running as I installed it with no trouble at all. It's running 3 monitors very cleanly, actually 4 monitors, I'm sorry. And of course the additional third-party apps that I run on the side. So everything runs normal. The only thing that I worry about once in a while is the internet connection itself, which I believe might be the problem with my internet provider. But that's something that I have to resolve and look into in the near future.
Well, that sounds like one mean beast.
Oh yeah, I call it Black Beauty.
All right, well, that's going to wrap up tonight's show. So if you have any ideas that you want us to discuss, if you're running any special events and you want to get some word out there, then be sure to get a hold of us at Typhosi Racing on Facebook, Twitter, and we'll be sure to get in touch with somebody to get you on the show and talk about it. Want to say welcome again to David Thompson for joining us, and look forward to racing with you in the near future. So until then, take care, guys.
Good evening.
Lounge Pod. Thank you for listening to the iRacers Lounge podcast. Make sure to go subscribe to us at our YouTube channel at iRacers Lounge. Follow on Twitter and Facebook at iRacers Lounge and SoundCloud at iRacers Lounge. See you on the track.